Hello everybody, Epic Mewtwo here. Welcome back to another figure news video. There isn't going to be too many new figures this time, I'm going to be honest with you, but there is some very important information that we need to cover because it's kind of a big deal, bro. So we're going to make a video on it nonetheless. I guess this technically would have been up during the weekend that this was just happening, but I'm glad that I waited because a lot of stuff happened in the world of figures since then, and then we can kind of cover it all in this video. So let's start off with maybe why you clicked on this video. The title: prize figures are canceled. That's right. So originally Bam Presto put out some messages that prize figures for the month of April, shipment of them is going to be canceled because obviously due to COVID-19, and then along with that they decided to announce it just flat out, starting on the 4th there would be no prize figure shipments at all, and this is basically just until they say otherwise. So at the moment, this is kind of going to be the situation with prize figures. Rather unfortunate, because obviously then that means there's going to be a couple of delays for figures that were scheduled. Excuse me, I just woke up. A few scheduled figures are going to be going up late, right? So we'll just have to wait and see when they finally make an announcement to, you know, say that, hey, we have the go-ahead to keep going, because this is an ordinance with basically what the government is telling, you know, groups to do because of the spread of COVID-19. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens for that. I'm not exactly sure what that means to the release of some certain figures, but I guess we will only know in due time. But again, that was partially why I wanted to make this video, because I feel like this is important enough information that they're literally just, you know, what's out at the moment, what has been shipped is what's going to be shipped, and everything else is just going to be held for the time being. So that also includes overseas, obviously, because of course the company has to make it and then get it overseas too. So we will be waiting on prize figures for a little bit. I'm kind of guessing that, well, it's definitely going to be for the rest of April, most likely all of May, but we'll see how it affects the summer, because obviously this is prize figures, right? They haven't really said anything about Kuji figures yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do. But I don't know, we'll see on that. But regardless, let's move on to a little bit more of a positive note here. Our boy Baggy is giving us some more screenshots. So we have a couple of more pieces about the strongest chains. Oh, they changed Twitter layout. That's interesting. Ew, I don't like it. It's like Facebook. Anyhow, though, we're right about here when we left off on the last version. If you guys remember, we talked about the June Creator X Creator Bardock. Basically, this is a Bardock figure where he's pulling the headband around. We saw some promotional art for this a while ago. Funny enough, they showed us the back of the figure, but not really the front. And I think this is a figure that you could definitely display it from both sides. I'm really hoping, honestly, that they make the back look good too, since they initially advertised the back of the figure. So we'll see. But there is a version of the figure which looks like this, and then there is a B version of the figure that looks like this, right, with very minute details. Now I did ask Baggy when this first came out. Oh, okay, well I guess we can just look at it like this. I guess if you click the image, that's how it shows up. I asked Baggy and I said, what's the difference, right? And he said skin colors, darker colors on the armor parts, tail different color too. Armor flap is more open below the tail, and then he prefers the B version, which I would honestly have to agree with here. So this is the A version and this is the B version. The colors look more vibrant, honestly. It kind of looks like used a little bit of saturation in Photoshop is almost what this reminds me of. This one also kind of reminds me of, oh, what's the line? Dragon Stars. They kind of use that coloration for Bardock on the Dragon Stars line in terms of his armor. But nonetheless, I think the B version is definitely a lot better. Just in terms of the overall color scheme, I think the skin color fits a lot better. This one kind of looks too, like, pale, like he hasn't been out in the sun in a while. And obviously my man is out here conquering planets, right? I do like that this is a little bit more open too. I do like this because it's, you know, maybe more resting, but this is more of like a serious pose, and I don't know, maybe it like flaring up kind of adds to that. That's just my opinion though. But nonetheless, we'll probably get the B version of this figure. There's not really a point to get both of them, to be honest. The differences aren't really big enough to warrant it. But nonetheless though, a super cool figure. We have Versus 14 coming out here with Majin Vegeta and Super Saiyan 2 Goku. Let's see. So this is very interesting. We'll scroll up here, but basically we have the minifigures for the strongest chains. I don't remember if we talked about it last time, but we at least have some very good quality images. I will say, I do agree with Baggy though. Something does feel a little bit off about my man's. Which is kind of weird, but we'll take a look more at those in a minute because we have a picture coming up with all of them. So this is a Super Saiyan 4 Goku that's coming out in August. The oh no, Chojin Giga Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I believe that's how you say that. You know what? This almost just looks like, yeah, same sculptor has already done Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I was gonna say this looks like almost the same, kind of, with a different pose. I don't know how I feel about the face, I'm gonna be honest. The fur and the pants look fantastic though. But I mean, it's always good to get a couple of more GT figures, and especially stuff with more dynamic poses, because it varies up the market a little bit. Right, moving on. So this is another thing that I just wanted to note here. For May's Creator X Creator Goku, they labeled Mastered Ultra Instinct as this, right? And adding this kanji basically to further distinguish UI, maybe. They always just labeled Mastered UI as just UI, right? So very interesting. That would be cool because obviously that would kind of distinguish it a little bit more. Okay, as per the original production images, the next one's Rasuden 2 will have small bases compared to the Rasuden base length original Vegeta production image. So they're going to make the bases small, which is great for these guys, because as you can see here, the Rasuden line has these huge, like, unnecessary bases, right? Definitely, like, unnecessary. Maybe for a figure like this, because it is a little bit top heavy, because it is like, if you look from the side, he's very long, right? But these guys definitely don't need that. These smaller bases are perfect for them because they'll balance with it, and then they'll have more room on the shelf. So that's dope. And I think it fits as Goku Black very well. I'll actually get this Goku Black. The more I look at it, the more I like it. Anyhow, moving on. So we did talk a little bit about the Xeno Vegeta last time. And I was talking about how I didn't really like how he looked from production images and other images that I saw. But honestly, he looks pretty good. I wasn't originally going to buy him. But seeing him in person, I love this hairstyle. The Super Saiyan 4 hairstyle for Vegeta. Obviously, his Xeno look is cool. It's not as cool as Goku's because, of course, it's a lot more simplistic. Here's the poster for it. But honestly, this one, the teeth on here kind of give me, what is that, the line? The Tag Fighters Frieza teeth vibes, where his teeth are like sticking out of his mouth. But it honestly doesn't look too bad on the figure. I think it looks a lot better, and they actually did fix the eyes, because originally the eyes looked good, and then they made them look bad. And then I fixed it again. I'm yawning, I'm sorry. But Nonetheless, though, he looks actually really good. So I think I will probably pick this guy up and do a video on him. Because he looks good. Again, Vegeta's simpler design does fit all right to figure form 2 for the Xeno. Because obviously it's just like the black top gets destroyed and like his neck thing too. Also, I really like the detail on the tail. It looks really good with all the little different spiked pieces of fur. This looks like I think it's just Xeno Super Saiyan 4 Goku, but the fur type looks interesting. Okay, so overseas is getting the Ichiban Kuji, right? Apparently the minifigures are being released too, but they're waiting to be confirmed, which obviously will get confirmed later. But basically the Ichiban Shou logo distinguishes if the figures are going to come overseas, and you don't technically have to order them from Japan. You can order them from a website that gets the overseas versions of the figures, basically just saying that this set is coming overseas, which is awesome news for me because that means I don't have to import it. This is really cool. So we didn't take a look at this last time. Sucks that these won't release overseas as I expected, but the market value of the next one's Yamcha after it settles should give us an idea of what the market value of these will be. So these I will have to import, unfortunately. This is probably going to be an eBay buy, but this is the last prize figure for the Strong Chain set. If you remember the last figure news video we did, we had a poster of the Strong Chain set, and we had an image of these guys, but it was super pixelated. So this is going to be the last prize figure, which is super cute. That we're getting a little Namek Gohan figure and a little bit of a different Crillon. I was under the impression that this Crillon was the same as the normal Crillon in this set, just like how the Roshi is going to have the multiple heads for Jackie Chun and Roshi with the glasses. But I guess that is not the case. This is a entirely different figure, which I think is interesting. These guys come together, right? So if you buy it, they're going to be in the same box. I don't know if I'm necessarily a fan of this Crillon, especially compared to this one. Maybe it's just because this is such an iconic scene, but I feel like this, like, I don't know, his pupilless eyes, his like whiteless eyes don't really fit well in figure form here, I think. I don't know. It just looks a little bit off to me. But nonetheless, though, very cool that we are getting a Kid Gohan figure from Namek. That is, like, literally unheard of. I'm really surprised, honestly. But that is super awesome, and even if Crillon looks a little bit wonky, obviously the rest of them looks fine, and Gohan looks absolutely amazing, which is super cute. So I'm very happy to see these guys. It's very interesting, I will say, that this is a completely different figure, considering that Roshi in this set has multiple heads. But I don't know, and it is cool too, because we are getting, I think Baggy talks about it later, but a what saga would that be? Not Frieza, in between Frieza and Cell, when he has like the really long hair, right? That is a figure that we're getting later. Or wait, does he have the long hair there? We'll get to it when we get to it. Regardless, though, so the minifigures also have overseas packaging, which is really cool, because the Ichiban Kuji Shou Q logo basically deduces other prize is for Ichiban Kuji coming overseas, because they decided to start bringing some of the other prizes besides the main prize figures overseas. So that is super cool. We are getting these Super Saiyan Blue and Base Form Gogetas, which is obviously a reference to the end of the movie. I might buy maybe the Base Form one. I think he's blue in this actual scene at the end of the movie, but obviously it's a reference to the credits. I do really like that. I kind of hope we get a big figure of this someday, but a minifigure will suffice. And then obviously these bottom ones here are from Dragon Ball. Of course, when Goku brings the mermaid, and then when, you know, Roshi's like, oh, you know, or whatever. But very nice figures. We got some Dragon Ball ones for the last Kuji as well, so it's nice to see them giving some Dragon Ball love. Let's see, they added Takamatsu's name to the packaging again. Always nice to see sculptors. Yeah, because basically a lot of the time when these figures get released, they don't have the sculptor on it, which is super annoying, A, for me as a collector, and B, just in general, because then they don't get the credit that they deserve, right? But very cool that they're getting that credit. Okay, so basically, the Dokkan overseas, or Kuji, is getting the overseas treatment. We talked about this way long ago on the channel. Let me see if I could find this here. We'll take a look at what that, I can't right click. I forgot how much I don't like this site. We might, actually, you know what, I just realized we probably can't look at it from here because it's too long ago. Yeah, but anyway, this was like basically the only good figure to come out of that price, or to come out of that Kuji, because as unfortunate as it is, they kind of shafted the Dokkan figures. But Goku Black is definitely the best looking one, so he wanted a post-production image of that. He's just talking about some sculpting thing for Crillon here. Okay, so here we have some very nice HD images of all of the figures here. We'll take a quick look through these, since obviously we've kind of seen them already a bunch of times. These figures look absolutely fantastic. Again, I am so excited for this set, especially giving Roshi and Crillon some love is great, and the Goku and Vegeta figures don't look bad as well. And here are the minifigures. This is what I actually wanted to look at these like. The expression changes. It almost feels like, I know it doesn't actually change, but like the recolor of the eyebrows really like gives this a different look. Kind of interesting. I definitely like the base form one though. I think it fits Gogeta a little bit better with that look. But anyway, here is the mermaid girl, and then here is Roshi. Looking very nice too. And I'm glad to see those figures getting the overseas treatment as well. And look at the detail on this. Like, look at the details in the beard and on like the coat and stuff like that, and even like the wrinkles in his head, right? So amazing. Yeah, like look at all the detail on there. This is the kind of like stuff that I, you know, expect and love when Ichiban Kuji does. Looks like minifigures are being referred to as Ichiban Q overseas. I'll probably just refer to them as Q figures in the future. Then yes, we talked about that a little bit earlier. What is this? Looks like Goku and Vegeta hair is pearl painting. Oh, okay, so just talking about like the shine on their hair. I see. Okay. And again, more high quality shots. Krillon's bald head. But it does look good. I like too, it kind of shows too that they put a little bit more care into it. You can see that the dots on Krillon's head are actually like not engraved. What would that be called? Sculpted in. So that's really cool. WCF Plus Effect Packaging is now out. This is a series that has been going for a little bit over in the JP side. They took the WCF figures and decided, hey, let's give them effects. And these honestly look pretty good. Some of them fit a little bit better than others because obviously they kind of are. I remember these having different effects, but on the box here it doesn't look like that. But interesting nonetheless. Talking about Crillon, yeah, this was another, or this is the upcoming Legends Vegeta, right? He's just talking about some sculpting stuff there. Some interesting Dragon Ball Super Broly promo art that comes from this tote bag here. I don't think I've ever seen this actually either, which is interesting. And also something to note is that they're not battle damaged like this person says here. Kind of weird, and I don't think I've ever seen that Gogeta render. Very interesting. Oh my. My man is sorting out all of his Gashapon figures. Interesting. Very cool. Okay, let's keep going on. Oh yeah, so we talked about this UDM set in the last video, and this is actually released in Japan at the moment, so that's really cool to see this set come out. It looks they look a little bit like darker skin than they did in the initial images, which is interesting, but I still really want to get that Vegeta. Okay, so let's see, looks like, right, so he's it should scale similar to Xenogoku. Okay. There was something else. Oh yeah, so here, actually I guess they do look darker skinned here. Interesting. Okay, so unsurprisingly, Legends Kuji is delayed from June to July. Wonder if this will have an effect overseas, since it probably would have shipped around this time for Asia anyway. We took a look at this set last time, right? This is the Legends upcoming set. Again, these guys, but these guys, ooh. So, with the mystery last prize figure as well. Here is what I was talking about. So, this is a upcoming Gohan figure. I can't believe we're getting 2 Kid Gohan figures basically back to back from the last prize figure and then this figure. Like, absolutely incredible. This is the figure, if you're unaware, that combines with Goku. So there's this Goku, right? And then basically he comes with an extra arm that you can place on Gohan's head. It's a super cute figure. And I believe, oh, who sculpted it? I think it was Nakazawa. I'm pretty sure. Hiroyuki Nakazawa, I think. But nonetheless, though, super great figure. So cool to see some young Gohan love, especially him with the long hair, because obviously that doesn't happen too often. But it's super cool to see him in that outfit, getting both. But either way, this figure looks fantastic. I'm so happy to be able to get a figure of this. And even though it's just another base form Goku, he looks really good as well. Alright, moving on. So Legends has been absolutely pumping out these WCF collab figures, and we have the collab images for the Blue Goku, Blue Vegeta, Buhan, and 18. This is obviously the only 2 Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegetas in the game, unless you count Kaioken Blue. Obviously, Buhan, and then of course the Android 18. I recognize that one. I don't remember what the color of the actual card is in the game though. And I guess these ones, they're still tentatively releasing. Funny enough, these guys actually look really good. Sometimes WCF figures don't look that good in my opinion. Obviously they have a certain style to them, right? They're more like chibi figures than anything, where their heads are kind of big, right? But I think for these figures it fits pretty well. I really like how Goku looks actually. It's definitely a different style. I will say, I think the look fits Buhan kind of well, as disgusting that is for someone of my stature to say. I don't really like the lines on his mouth, but I think that might be just how he is. But I think that like the big head look kind of fits a lot better on the non-human characters than it does with the human characters, just because I think with the big head it kind of gets like that uncanny valley, because it's still like the anime style, but it's like chibi, but it's not like a chibi style. It's like the Dragon Ball anime, but just like scaled down. You understand what I'm saying? So I think the non-human characters kind of have a better look with it. So Buhan actually does look pretty good here. And Android 18, she's all right. But nonetheless, though, very, very cool to see that. A limited edition Fig Pin Boo XL figure. So these XL Fig Pins, if you're unaware, are basically like giant, bro. They're huge. So very, very cool to see Boo get one, the Angry Boo as well. Kind of an interesting decision. Here is the UDMs, by the way. They can look a little bit better in person. I still want to get this Vegeta. He's definitely the star of this set. The Trunks looks pretty good. I do like what they did with the hair. But yeah, I will definitely probably get that Vegeta off of eBay or something. Anyhow, moving on. May Gashapon and April Wafer scans, thanks to DBZ Hype. May Gashapons may not be delayed, but confirmation that May Wafer Capsule Candy figure set 3 delayed until July, which is unfortunate. So Gashapons are the ones you get out of the machines, and then Wafer Candy Capsule toys are the ones you get in the candy aisle to make the difference, right? These are the Gashapon toys. We have UI Goku here, which looks pretty good. A little mini Jiren figure. It's always nice to see Jiren get some figure love, because for some reason he doesn't. I don't know why. These are more Gashapon toys here. This is UG. This line is really interesting. It's kind of like UDM, except they're like actually figures rather than keychains. And honestly, can we zoom in on this image? Hold on. What if we open this in a new tab? Oh, perfect. Thank you. Metal Cooler, I think, is actually the star of this set. Gogeta and Broly don't look bad, but they just look, you know, I mean, it's kind of generic at this point. Metal Cooler looks good because obviously this is sort of referencing the scene where all the Metal Coolers are standing on the hill, right, and looking over Goku and Vegeta. So that's actually really cool. We also have some more stuff here. Let's go ahead and take a little bit of a zoom. We're at the top here. So these are the wafer stickers. This is a really cool design for a sticker. Obviously, when Goku arrives on Namek, and then the Super Saiyan version when he's fighting Frieza. That's really cool too with the MUI. Really awesome. And talking about how more stickers are going to be getting the figure treatment, which is really cool. Talking about some more stickers. These are pretty cool. I like the Broly. I like the Bardock and Chilai one. Very cute. But yeah, very nice to see always with these new sticker designs, and it always allows, you know, some more unique Dragon Ball art to kind of be out in the wild, right? So yeah, very cool on that. He also shows the set that's going to be a part of. Holy cow, that Broly is gold, like even more so than Golden Frieza. I assume that's basically like the exclusive in the set. His body looks like shiny. That's interesting. But obviously a bunch of Dragon Ball Super Broly characters here. These all look actually really good. The Bardock looks super funny. Obviously these figures, this is kind of more what I'm talking about, right? With the whole chibi thing, like the wafer line for the figures always tends to try and like keep the Dragon Ball style kind of, but they also just sort of do their own thing with their style, right? Like with the big head, the big eyes, the big hands, right? You can really see it here on Bardock. His hands are like ridiculously huge. It's kind of funny, but it's a different kind of style, you know, and they don't really try and keep like to the Dragon Ball movie, or I guess in this case movie, but anime style, you know what I mean. Anyway though, yeah, very cool. I like these figures, and I also like these figures too because they always use for like Super Saiyan Blue and stuff like that, they use the shiny paint, and I know some people aren't a fan of that, but personally I do think it looks pretty cool. Anyway, moving on. So they are re-releasing the original Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, Ichiban Kuji. I did talk about in the last video how they're going to be kind of reworking the figures, I believe is, I guess, what you would technically call it, and then making new figures out of it, but they're re-releasing the original set. I have this Goku and obviously Broly. I never got Gogeta because, funny enough, I thought it was like one of the weakest Gogetas out of the initial Gogetas that released. But it is a fantastic set. If you have not picked it up yet, I will definitely recommend for you to pick it up, especially Broly, because it's probably one of, if not the best Broly figure we're ever going to get, and it's huge. It's a fantastic piece for your collection, and honestly, if you're a Dragon Ball fan and you only want to own like one figure, you might as well go big, right? So Broly would definitely be a good option for that. So very cool that they're re-releasing this, because this was a super popular set as well. But yeah, so I guess they're re-releasing it under Ichiban Show now. The base form Vegeta. So what do we have? Oh, okay. So 2020 has been such an amazing year so far for non-mini prize Kuji figures, for under-commercialized characters and forms and outfits. That is true. There's been a lot of great stuff this year in terms of characters that have not gotten some love. Ultimate Gohan has not gotten love in a while. Super Saiyan Gotenks. Obviously, this is technically the first Jiren prize figure, if memory serves, which is crazy to think about, considering how popular Jiren is. Yamcha, Golden Frieza getting some love, the Yardrat Goku, base form Trunks, obviously the different Gohan outfits, and then Crillon and Roshi. Very nice stuff here. Also a non-turban Piccolo, which is cool because we don't get one too often. And surprisingly enough, Baggy is right. We don't really get a lot of base form Vegeta figures too often, which is interesting. And obviously this Goku, which I'm super excited for. If you've not seen this, is obviously based off of a Dragon Ball Super manga cover, and technically the end of Z look for Goku. I cannot wait to get this figure, by the way. I will definitely be doing a video on that. Is that everything? Strong chains revealed, so Westing listings could begin earlier this week. Okay. Let's see. Oh, okay. So now we have more angles for these guys. So let's take a look at this real quick. Again, I know we've seen these figures quite a bit, but we haven't really seen them from all sides, right? It's really only been the front. Not bad, not bad. Let's see. Ooh, Crillon looks spicy from the back. Woo! I like that. I really like that. That's not a bad angle either. That is really cool. This Vegeta, I definitely think is gonna look better. I kind of don't like the angles that they showed, actually, because I kind of would have liked them to show like him looking at the camera. You know what I mean? This Goku, I think I might get this Goku. I don't know. We'll see. That is a really good angle, actually. See, that's what I was kind of looking for Vegeta, with him looking at the camera there. Very, very nice. Is that everything? I think we are definitely getting close. No clean production image for the cube figures means no NA release. No! That might mean an import. Also, none for Europe ever gets back to the same distribution method as the Great Saiyan Kuji, and then the production image for units for Europe will also be blank. Okay, interesting. Alright, so here. This is actually very good information. Kuji overseas product images explained. For Asia, product images will have the Ichiban Show logo and Bandai's logo. Okay. So that's outside of Japan, right? Because obviously the figures come outside of Japan. For US and Canada, production images will come completely clean. Okay, so that's good to know. And for Europe, they will have the Bandai Spirits logo only. I'm actually going to retweet that. That is a very interesting piece of information to know. You're learning something here. All right. We've taken a look at most of these guys. Obviously, Baggy talks about prize figures being suspended in Japan, and he is interested to see if the rest of this month's shipments will ship normally overseas, because this month was supposed to be the Super Saiyan Goku and Gotenks, and obviously the beautiful GX Materia Super Saiyan 2 Gohan that is the next figure in the GX Materia line. And that is everything, I believe. He shows the box for the overseas Ichiban Kuji. Also, I believe, let's see, we're taking a look at that Goku. Yeah, I believe we're done here. The only thing I wanted to know is I believe there's going to be a Goku Day contest that Japanese Japanese people can vote for like a unique outfit for Goku that gets made into a figure. And Baggy wants it to be Turtle Goku, which is super funny. I would definitely be down for this, because we never actually had a figure of Turtle Goku, and that would be such a cute thing to be able to pick. So I'm definitely right there with you, Baggy. But that is everything for figures right now. Obviously, we can see that these guys were released this month, because this is the current listings on Vampresto's website. Very unfortunate that at the moment prize figures are kind of just at a standstill. I'm sure that they will still release some more production images coming up. But nonetheless, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. The last video did super well for this, and I actually really enjoy filming these, so I'm glad you guys seem to be enjoying the figure information. Definitely let me know in the comments what you think about everything that we covered today. What was your favorite figure that we took a look at? And I will catch you in the next one. You two out. Peace.